Daunte Wright, Minnesota shooting. What happened? Why did it happen? Did it need to happen? And could it have been avoided? Stay tuned, guys. In the video, you guys know what happened in Minnesota, but we're going to break down partially, not all of it. We're going to break down a small portion of what we already know. Okay. First and foremost, it's imperative that we understand that this is, on the surface, it's not a racially motivated incident. Okay. It's not this racial event that occurred where somebody lost their life, as certain people are trying to make it out to be, as politicians are trying to make it out to be. You know, that's not the case here. You know, we have body camera footage, we have evidence that suggests everything else but that. So we're not going to go that route. We're not going to go the media route, putting this race into it. It doesn't appear to have, or it doesn't appear to be a factor right now, guys. So we're not going to even go there. All right, you know. So Minnesota, you guys know, we have an incident where Mr. Daunte Wright, he's driving a vehicle. He's pulled over for expired tags. Okay, he's pulled over for expired tags. It becomes known to the police at that time that Mr. Wright has an outstanding warrant. Right, he's got an outstanding warrant for arrest. For those of you who do not know, a warrant is a judge-issued court order for an individual that must be taken into custody by a peace officer. Okay, must be taken into custody by a peace officer. We have no ability to say, hey, you got a warrant, bro, but I'll let you take care of it on your own. No, we must take that person into custody if we have that person within our reach. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Listen, there are variable things that we can say happened, right? We can judge the officer based on the person was too close to the car. Why didn't they take the keys out of the car? There's a million things we can do, but we're not going to go there, okay? Because I've seen many, and it's funny, I've seen many cops go there and immediately say what the officer did wrong, you know, what the suspect did wrong. Yes, we get it. We saw the video too. Okay, but we're not here to, this appears to be an accident, okay? And both parties made a mistake. Let's not get that twisted. Both parties made a mistake. Once he figures out that he is being placed under arrest, he attempts to elude the police by getting into his vehicle. We don't know what he was doing inside of his vehicle, right? We don't know what he was doing inside his vehicle. We don't know if he was trying to run. We don't know if he was going for something, but it appears that he was just trying to get away. All right, so he goes into his vehicle, he's trying to flee, he's trying to elude police because he has his warrant, he doesn't want to be taken to jail, right? The officer, all right, pulls out her firearm. She yells, on the body camera footage, she yells, taser, taser, taser. The reason she yells taser, taser, taser 3 times is because that is a law enforcement training module, right? So all law enforcement officers are trained to yell taser, taser, taser before they deploy their taser. And why is that? For one, it gives the suspect, kind of scares the suspect, supposedly. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to scare the suspect into thinking, oh, they're going to tase me, let me just comply. And it also gives the surrounding officers awareness, okay? You're letting them know that you're about to tase this guy or this girl, so they don't inadvertently get tased, too. Because if you tase somebody and that officer goes to grab them, that officer's also going to get tased. So that's why she yells that. But it also gives us insight to what she was thinking, right? Because what she was thinking means a lot when it comes to her being charged, right? If she yells taser, 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 what she was thinking lets us know her intention, right? So she yells taser, taser, taser 3 times, and then she fires. Doesn't fire the taser though. She fires her service weapon. So she discharged her service weapon. Ultimately, the suspect dies. Now, what she says after she discharged her service weapon also gives us insight to what she was thinking. She says taser, 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 fires her service weapon, and then explicitly says, oh. Now, what does that tell us? When somebody reacts to something in a surprised manner, it means that they didn't expect that. They didn't realize that was going to happen. They didn't know that was going to happen. So they unwillingly or unwittingly did that, right? So she fires her weapon and says, oh, That means she didn't know she had a weapon in her hand. It means she inadvertently grabbed her taser, and I'm not sure why. It could be a variety of things, right? Under the stress of training, under the stress of the situation, lack of training, a lapse in training. It could be a million things. I can't speak on her department because I'm not with her department, but I can say that many departments around the U.S. train to cross draw. What I mean by cross draw, so if you are right hand dominant, your gun is on your right side. If you are left hand dominant, your gun is on your left side. And the taser is going to be on the opposite side of your dominant hand, meaning that if you are right-handed, your gun is on your right side, your taser is on your left. If you are left hand, your gun is on your left, and your taser is on the right. We can make up things all day as to why she drew her gun and not her taser. Stress of the situation. You got to remember, a vehicle is a 3,000 pound bullet, 4,000 pound bullet. It will kill you if you get ran over. So we don't understand what she was thinking. We don't know her mindset, and we don't know why. However, her comments after pulling her taser are interesting. After pulling her weapon are interesting because she is legitimately, by the body camera footage, confused, surprised. She's in a state of, oh, like I pulled my gun, like I shot him. That's what she says, I shot him. So it's immediately apparent to us that she didn't intend to shoot him, right? She didn't mean to shoot him. So I think all in all, what we have here in the incident in its totality is a very, very sad situation, because when you're fleeing from the police, and this is lawful, this is a law, right? So when you're fleeing from the police, unless you are trying to take cover to gain advantage to return fire, unless you're going to cause serious bodily harm to someone else, or unless you present a serious, imminent, right now, it's going to happen right now, danger to public safety, deadly force is generally not authorized, right? So you can't justify it. But the caveat to that is that we don't need to justify this, guys. We're not trying to justify this. What we should be trying to do is where it broke down and where it fell apart and how the mistake happened, right? But people are trying to justify this. There's nothing to justify, okay? The only thing that needs justification from a law enforcement perspective is when you do what you are intending to do, right? If I intend to take you under arrest, I need to justify why I took your freedom. If I discharge my taser, I need to justify why I discharged my taser. Intentionally. If I intentionally discharge my taser, if I intentionally pepper spray you, I need to justify why I did that. If I accidentally do something, there's no justification for that. There's no reasoning for that. Like, I don't need to explain to you how or why I accidentally did that, because lawfully, if it's an accident, there's no justification for it, okay? There's no reasoning why I committed an accident. It was an accident. I didn't intend to do it. So trying to justify this and make up rules and laws to justify an accident doesn't make any sense. What I think we legitimately have is a situation that could have been avoided, right? Had Mr. Daunte Wright not tried to flee, we wouldn't be here. But had the officer pulled her correct weapon, we also wouldn't be here, right? So we have two parties that unfortunately made a mistake, and unfortunately they both, paid for. So I don't think fleeing from the police or running from the police is a death sentence. Absolutely not. But I see a ton of comments online of people trying to say, well, yeah, he ran. Well, listen, guys, just because somebody runs doesn't mean you shoot him. That's not law enforcement. That's not police. It's not what we do, But we don't need to justify that, right? We don't need to explain that, because her intention wasn't to shoot him. So we don't need to go back and say, well, if he didn't do this, if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have got shot. Well, no, because her intention wasn't to shoot him. Okay? It wasn't her intention. We don't need to explain what he did that caused him to get shot, because her intention wasn't to shoot him. Right? So we don't need to explain what his actions did that caused him to get shot. It wasn't her intention. What we do need to say is that his actions put him in a predicament that caused another accident to happen. An unfortunate accident, because fleeing from the police, unless it's the aforementioned things that I've already stated, does not justify a death sentence. And all in all, I think it's a bad situation. I think it's a horrible situation. I think what happened could have been avoided had Mr. Wright not ran, had the officer not pulled her gun instead of her taser. And, I think that it's a situation in and of itself that could have been avoided on both parties. On both parties. So we're not here to place blame on neither one. At least I'm not. I'm not here to place blame on neither one. So, that's my take on the situation. That's my understanding of what has already been released. This isn't some racially motivated, murder like that the media put it out to be. The first article I saw that the media put out was unarmed black man killed by law enforcement. And I'm thinking, here we go again, right? And I go and I read it and there was nothing there. And then I see the video and then I read her statement and, I see what actually happened. And the media just spurs on this hate between us guys. Like, look at the video. The evidence is there. People wanted body cams for a reason. It's there. It was clearly a mistake. And unless she planned this out, like she woke up and was just like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot somebody today. And I'm gonna make it look like a movie trailer. So like it just didn't happen. Again, bad situation, unfortunate situation. All right, you guys stay safe. That is what I think about this whole situation here. I think it was a situation that if it could have gone bad, it went bad. And it did go bad. That is my interpretation of the situation here. So you guys stay safe as always. And listen, y'all, pray for America, all right? I'll see you guys later.